What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Drama Bear Podcast. And today we have the film room episode on the matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. And in this week's film room episode, guys, we want to mainly focus on Justin Fields' passing attempts against the Falcons. Yes, he did run a lot once again. That was also the reason at the end of the game why he injured his left non-throwing shoulder. But in today's film room episode, we got lots and tons of interesting passing plays to get into as well. Some good ones, some bad ones, so lots of stuff to get into. And also we want to look at, as always, Luke Getsy's play calling, the offensive line, and the skill position players' performance. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time and start off with today's film room. And starting off today's film room, we always want to look at the 1st and 10 play of the first drive of the Chicago Bears. So starting it off right there, we will have a short little beautiful completion by Justin Fields to start off this game. Justin Fields scans the field and then boom, finds his check down in David Montgomery on the swing route. And then Monty just being able to get something done after the catch as well. Incredible stuff right there. But for the play overall, the design is pretty nice to start off the game. You want an easy completion for your quarterback. You got an inside release on the bottom right there with number 10 Chase Claypool. And on the opposite side, that 3x1 trip side, we will have two players in a sit situation, just two hitches by their EQ. And I think it's Cole Kmet as well. And then we have somewhat of that inside release and then out by Darnell Mooney in that situation. And then also the check down right there, that swing route by David Montgomery. And what I absolutely love about this play to start off right off the bat in this game is how Justin Fields progresses this situation, this play. And it wasn't clean for the entire game for Justin Fields, but those are the moments that show some confidence in the young quarterback. Right there, goes through all of his reads, nobody's really open, and then finds his wide open check down out of the backfield, finds him quickly, gets it out there fast, and then just put the ball into your playmaker's hands, and then really great vision, great balance, and great fight right there by David Montgomery on this play. And like I said, really love it how he takes the check down. Then we can see it again. You can see him how he goes through his reads. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, not there, gets it out here, fast reads, good vision, and then gets it to the check down. Absolutely love this play to start off the game by the Bears and Justin Fields. And now moving on to another situation still in the first drive for the Chicago Bears offense, this time 1st and 10 situation. And this is a pretty harsh play to look at because it's just a tough situation right there because Chase Claypool was open for a touchdown. Justin Fields, little fake to the left, then roll out to the right and hits the defender in the hands and then almost intercepted the batted up pass. But good job. Once in a lifetime situation right there for Sam Mustipher at batting that ball away. As for the concept overall, I really like this one. You will have EQ, who is a good blocker, not a god blocker, moving inside here, motioning over towards the line of scrimmage, and then just helping as a blocker here. As for the rest of the guys, you will have Cole Kmet, who somewhat runs a deep out towards the end zone right there. Then you have Darnell Mooney, who runs somewhat of that shallow cross near the offensive line, and then the intermediate overall by Chase Claypool in that situation. Really like that play design. Give your quarterback somewhat of that level concept, level pattern where you can read the defense and pick and choose. It's either a high to low or low to high read. So really nice concept overall. And then just really usually pretty good execution by the offense and by the receivers. Just somewhat bad luck right there by Justin Fields. Right here, he has Chase Claypool with great separation open, and he runs open the whole way. Like, that corner is not closing in on him. Justin Fields probably sees it. I mean, he tries to get it to him. That's a wide open touchdown for number 10 right there, which would have been beautiful because everybody's complaining, or a lot of people are complaining, that Chase Claypool is not doing a lot. But right there you see it. It's just bad luck in that situation. Good play by the defender, getting his hands up. And I don't always understand the critics about criticizing the quarterback in that situation because, I mean, yes, he could have released it right there. That's understandable. Like, release it right there, then you have him. But that corner just gets in front of him, jumps up, and you can't throw it over him. You can't throw it around him. You can't throw a slider like in baseball. So it's a tough throw. For me, that's just more like bad luck in that situation. Obviously, you could have thrown it a bit different. But, I mean, for me, overall, it's a good play. It's good to see Chase Claypool wide open right there for a touchdown potentially. Just didn't work out for the Bears this time. But I'm still fine with the decision of Justin Fields seeing it. I like that, and also love seeing Chase Claypool being wide open there, but obviously would have loved to see that connection hit there, but that might still take a lot more time with Justin Fields potentially being out for a couple of weeks now, but let's see how that ends up. There we see it again, and then the effort by Sam Mustipher to prevent the interception on that play. But, I mean, after that somewhat bad play by Justin Fields, not finding or getting the ball to Chase Claypool in that situation, the Bears were still able to score at the end of that drive, and Justin Fields just showing resilience right there, just bouncing back with a beautiful touchdown pass right there to number 11, Darnell Mooney. Absolutely love this concept. I'm going to break it down in a second, but right there towards the towards the top of the screen right there. Beautiful pass towards the end zone. Good catch and absolutely beautiful play call. As for now, the scheme overall, really like this one. Like I said, it's somewhat of a two rub route concept where you just have two pick plays on the play and have two guys that you really want to throw the ball to. In that case, that's both inside guys and the outsides. On the top EQ in that case. It's just somewhat running that rub route, trying to carry that defender away, somewhat block him. Obviously not too obvious because that's a flag. And then you'll have it on the opposite side as well with Chase Claypool. And the insides, the slots will just run somewhat of that. Like they will somewhat sneak behind that player that runs that rub route and just break it towards the back pylon. Somewhat of that wheel route, just a fade route. And that's just beautiful execution by the Bears offense. The top of the screen really made it well with EQ and Darnell Mooney. They made it to perfection. And then also Justin Fields being able to find them and then just deliver a beautiful football over the defenders. There you see the rub in a second. Right there trying to take two defenders away in that scenario. There you see it on the bottom of the screen too. And then just both players breaking around that guy and being wide open. And in that case, Darnell Mooney, it worked out perfectly, gets wide open in the back of the end zone, and a beautiful pass, great high point of the football, good catch, and overall just a beautiful play design by Luke Getsy to call it in that situation was great too, and just a great play overall for the Bears to get that touchdown after that missed one to Chase Claypool. There we see it again, beautiful play, absolutely love it. And now we want to move on to drive number 2 for the Chicago Bears. This one a 3rd and 6 situation, and this one is a really tough one to look at. When we watch it, first of all, you have to look at the bottom of the screen with Darnell Mooney. And he just absolutely burns number 34 in that situation. Justin tries to hit him, just a bit overthrown in that situation. That's obviously a tough break. For the Bears offense on this one because the Bears looked sharp on the first drive, and then you have this play, you think, oh my God, they're about to score again, and then we have just a missed throw right there in that situation that obviously is a tough swallow for the Bears offense in that case. We have that motion over by Chase Claypool in that situation, and when we stop it, we're in empty for this one. David Montgomery lined up next to the right tackle Riley Reef in that situation. Concept-wise, overall, it's pretty simple. You'll have a help block right there by Cole Kmet. He's just blocking here. I think David Montgomery in that situation as well. And then later they will break out into the flats, I think, if I remember correctly. And then the rest of the receivers we'll have, I think it is that EQ? It looks like EQ. He's about to run a deep over route. And then we'll have a 10 and in by Chase Claypool to follow that up. And then on the bottom of the screen, we have a beautiful inside release goal by Darnell Mooney. Just beats him with pure speed, really good route. Just shows his deep threat ability and lots of separation. Corner even stumbles, and then just Justin Fields needs to hit that throw on 3rd down. That's a big time situation to be in, and then just maybe needs to put even a little bit more air under it to at least give him a shot to run under it. But overall, just deliver a better ball in that situation. It happens. You can miss throws, but this one is really a must hit for me personally. But still, beautiful play call, worked out perfectly, and great route by my man Darnell Mooney in that situation as well. Also, quickly want to mention the pocket in that situation. That's a deep pass that takes time to develop. Really great. I mean, it's only 3 rushers too. I mean, it would be sad if they couldn't block, but good block by the offensive line. We have to give out some appreciation to them definitely today as well. And now continuing to drive number 3 for the Chicago Bears. We want to look at a 2nd and 5 situation now. This one, want to look at it first of all. Great design once again by Luke Getsy, and this is a quarterback run indeed. That's one of the few that we want to look at today, but this one is just for a passing reason, because I think that just showcases why Justin Fields' stats are the way that they are right now for the Bears. Lots of rushing yards, not that many passing yards. Concept-wise here, we will have at the top of the screen my man Byron Pringle, who runs a deep over route across the field. And then Cole Kmet, the tight end, is about to run a 10 and in. And then for the bottom of the screen, that stack formation right there, we will have a motion over by Velus Jones Jr., who gets that fake pass, that play action real quickly. And then on the bottom of the screen, we'll have a beautiful corner route by Darnell Mooney in that case. And for me, this one is just like I said, showcasing that Justin Fields is just more of a runner at the moment, trusting his athleticism, because Cole Kmet will get open on this play. It's a PA, or it's just a naked to the left on that situation. He has to beat that free rusher there. He does so, and as soon as he beats that rusher, he can easily take his eyes still back on the field, down the field, and there you have Cole Kmet open. That's an easy pass. That's an easy completion. But Justin Fields at the moment just trusts his athleticism and just rather runs than passes, which is okay because he can do it. He is that fast. He is that athletic. But I would also have liked him to hit that to Cole Kmet. But by the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. He gets the first down on 2nd and 5. So there's 2 different situations. There's 2 different types how you can attack a defense. And Justin Fields at the moment, just like I said, trusts his athleticism, which is totally okay, and doesn't take the throw to Cole Kmet here. That doesn't mean he is a bad passer. That just means he is just a freaking athletic monster that can make up so many plays with his legs. It's insane. But still, also like the route by Cole Kmet in that scenario, finding the space behind the linebackers and being open there as well. We'll have to appreciate that too. And overall, it's the way the Bears offense functions at the moment, and I'm somewhat okay with it. Already moving on to drive number 4 for the Bears offense in this game in the first half. We want to look at a 1st and 10 situation now. Once again, really great concept, and this one is the big time play by tight end 1 Cole Kmet. Insane one-handed snack in that situation. I mean, absolutely incredible. We can watch it after the breakdown from the end zone angle once again. But concept-wise, really love this one too. You'll have the motion over by fullback Kari Blessingame, who then is just about to run behind the offensive line, slip out there, and then run somewhat of that wheel route towards the outside or towards outside the numbers. And then you'll have for the other, or how that concept works, you will have just that distractor in Kari Blessingame, who tries to draw, I think it's AJ Terrell in that situation, just draw his attention and force him to focus on 2 guys, him and Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet somewhat runs of a half wheel, somewhat of a vertical route, just a fade, go, whatever. And then for the other receivers, you will have a deep over once again by Byron Pringle. And on the bottom of the screen, we'll have Dante Pettis, who runs a 5 and out. And this just, like I said, really nice concept by the Bears overall. And then great decision by Justin Fields. We'll see how this concept splits the corner right there. You have AJ Terrell, who has to focus on both guys. He can't really commit in that situation already, and then that's enough space for Justin Fields to fit that ball into. That's a great placement, maybe a bit too high, but Cole Kmet just incredible athletic play right there, insane hands and concentration, but still really good decision, really good ball, good pocket to throw to as well, as you see right there, and then just great play. Check down is open. You have that 5 and out open. I mean, it's just a really good concept overall. I love this one. And then insane catch, taking a shot into the ribs. I mean, what a play by tight end Cole Kmet. He's just one heck of a player. And if you want to, feel free to check out my film room episode on him, my last video that dropped. because, I mean, he is trending upwards and his film is looking incredible, and just one heck of a play by the Chicago Bears. So now moving on to another situation, this time 3rd and 6 in drive number 5, for the Bears offense. And this one, just a big time throw by Justin Fields in that situation. 3rd and 6, money down, beautiful whip route by EQ in that situation, and finds him, throws it to him, and he does some good stuff after the catch as well. Concept wise, when we look at it, we have that bunch formation at the top of the screen, and the play is pretty nicely drawn. You'll have that 10 and in by Darnell Mooney. You'll have a over route by Cole Kmet. On the bottom of the screen, we'll have a outside release go. That shot play, if you like, the 101. And then you have a beautiful whip route by EQ, who runs it perfectly against that off coverage by the corner. Justin Fields finds him. Good decisive throw in that situation. Really accurate, good route. And like I said, also, nice pocket in that situation, but like I said, good yak by EQ in that situation right there. Getting the first down on 3rd and 6. Really clutch throw by QB1, and also good help by his wide receiver in that situation. And when we look at the line, like I said, really good pocket. Love how they do it in their 101s. Way enough time for Justin Fields. Great play overall. Really like this one. And then finds him there. Boom. Easy first down. Great play by EQ and Justin Fields. And the Bears finish off drive number 5 with a beautiful touchdown, this time a run play that we want to look at from Justin Fields. But obviously this one, we have to look at it because it's a touchdown. We have, once again, that fake reverse to Velus Jones Jr., who just really helps to distract that defense a lot, because that's pretty much the only play that he ran all season long. So that's always a threat for opposing defenses. And then we'll just have beautiful blocks by EQ and Cole Kmet in that situation. Like I said, that fake reverse, and then just blocks by all the receivers. But really love how they utilize him in the red zone. That's just really OP. You have one heck of a gap to run into. I mean, look at that. Everybody's locked up right there. Great job by the offensive line. Look at Braxton Jones. Look at Cole Kmet. Look at EQ here too. He had a key block. And then Riley Reef, I think it is. No, it's Cody Whitehair with a great block too. I mean, look at that. Really huge hole to run into. Beautiful execution by the offensive line, helping out for an easy touchdown. That's really just props to the line blocking. Justin Fields didn't even have to do too much right there. And just great execution by the offense once again. I mean, it's just a joy to watch that offense, right? It was not the perfect game against the Falcons, but they're finally clicking, and it's fun watching a Chicago Bears offense once again. I mean, it hasn't been the case for a long time now. And that touchdown leads us to half number 2 for the Chicago Bears, now drive number 1. And this is a pretty interesting situation for the Bears offense. Justin Fields sacked this time on 1st and 10. They try to get them in their zone coverage, and I think they truly end up getting them by the end of the day too. And Justin Fields getting sacked right there. I think it's not fair to judge the offensive line for this one. I think that's a mistake by Justin Fields right there. I will explain it in a second. But when we look at the play concept overall, we'll have 2 wide receivers on a true route. We'll have somewhat of that post corner or post curl, by EQ in that situation. And we'll have Darnell Mooney with that OTB over the ball route between linebackers and safeties right over the center. And yeah, play action. And I would have loved to see Justin Fields to fit it right into Darnell Mooney's hands right there, because I think he is open. That's open enough for an NFL wide receiver. I can stop it right there in a second. Right there, obviously, it's a tighter window because you have 2 of those linebackers and that guy's lurking, right? So it's a tough throw, but if he really zips it in there and he has tons of arm strength, that's never a lack with him. I think he can easily fit that in right there. Huge space for Darnell Mooney still, or fit it over that linebacker. And number, I think, 34 in that case is not able to get in there in time. So would have loved for Justin just to stick his foot into the ground, not hitch up after his drop back and get that throw off. I think it's not really O-line related because the route is already ran. He already was at the top of this route and he's waiting for the football. So Justin has time in the pocket to release it at that point, just holds on to it. I don't know, maybe doesn't trust it fully, but I think it's unfair to judge the offensive line in that situation. And then he has to take that sack in that one. If anything, it's maybe a coverage sack, but like I said, for me, that's open. I think Darnell Mooney with that OTB would have been a valid option for him right there. There you see those two linebackers. I mean, that's enough space to at least work it over this guy right there or in between those two linebackers. So I think that could have been an incompletion for the Bears. Just a missed throw right there by quarterback one, Justin Fields, and he has to take the sack. So now moving on to drive number 2 for the Chicago Bears in the second half. Now a 2nd and 14 situation, and this is one of the biggest plays of the entire day. Not by quarterback one, but one of the receivers, and I totally not fell off the chair, but man, my mouth just dropped, my jaw just dropped when I saw that route by number 11, Darnell Mooney right there. And overall, when we look at the play, the concept-wise, before we want to focus on Darnell Mooney because I have to talk about it, we'll have a motion over by EQ to the other side, and Justin Fields, by the end of the day, takes the check down, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, but route combination-wise, we'll have that check down, that sit by David Montgomery in that situation, then we'll have a 10 and in by EQ, and on the other side, we'll have a flat route by Cole Kmet, and then that 10 and out by my man Darnell Mooney, or a bit more like a bit more than 10 yards, but that was one of the most insane routes I've seen by a Bears receiver this season. The most insane route. He played against A.J. Terrell in that situation. That's a second-team All-Pro corner right there from last year, one of the best corners in the league, and he put him on the ground. I mean, what a nasty, nasty route by him. But overall, by the play, it's a good decision by Justin Fields here. I would have loved him to stay a bit longer on Darnell Mooney in that situation because look at that. He looked at him in a second, and as soon as he made the break, he looks away from him. I mean, for me, that's still a misread because Darnell Mooney gets wide open here with A.J. Terrell falling to the ground, just getting his ankles broken. But then still like that, he progresses through his reads and then finds a check down. So it's a good play, but not a perfect play, not a perfect execution by Justin Fields in that situation. And, I mean, there's tons of space to work with. You're in a 2nd and 14 situation. Set up a nice 3rd down situation. Knowing you're down in distance, I think it's still a good decision, like I said, by Justin Fields, because look at that. Tons of space for Darnell Mooney in that one, for David Montgomery, on that one. So, like the decision. Overall, also really good pocket work. Once again, great blocks by the offensive line. And, yeah, like I said, maybe a bit too fast off of his first read. But, man, we can watch how it turns out by the end of it. But when we look at Darnell Mooney off the top of the screen, once again, just for a quick second, I mean, look at that route. Look at that route by my man at the top of the screen against A.J. Terrell. Just totally puts him on the skates. Look at that. Oh, my God. Totally makes him want to turn his body, but his ankles are just broken there. Falls to the ground. I mean, one heck of a route. Totally wide open. I mean, that's one of the nastiest routes I've seen in a few years. Look at that. Boom! Giving him that step to the inside and then totally just make him turn around, falling to the ground. I mean, what a nasty route against an all-pro corner. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. It was just one heck of a play. And those are things that go unnoticed on the stat sheet. But, man, Darnell Mooney is one of the best route runners in the NFL. I'm not kidding. Like, he's so precise with it. It's absolutely incredible. And wanted just to show that, even though it wasn't really fully part of that play with David Montgomery getting the football. But man, Darnell Mooney is insane. And then also great work by David Montgomery to get some extra yards to set up a short 3rd down try there. And then we can watch again. Sadly won't see the Mooney route on this one, but there it goes through his reads, takes a check down, still like the play by Justin Fields, and what a insane route there. And now we want to move on to drive number 3 after that insane route by Darnell Mooney. This one, a design shot play on 1st and 10 at drive number 3. Like I said, you only have truly 2 wide receivers on the route, and then the check down by Darnell Mooney, and then it's just true magic by Justin Fields right there. Perfect dime into the bucket to David Montgomery, but overall, not a perfect play once again. As for the routes, overall, you'll have that curl route by Dante Pettis, and on the backside, you have just a shot, a go or vertical route by Darnell Mooney. And for me, once again, just like the last play, he gets off of the first read a bit too quickly, because when you watch it, you see Dante Pettis getting open, and obviously David Montgomery getting into the flats too. But yeah, like I said, the previous play, he gets off of the first read a bit too quickly. There's the first read, right? And he already, in that moment, just went away from it. And when you continue watching that play, yeah, you just see Dante Pettis getting open, right? Great route against two corners. He will work back towards the quarterback. He's done that several times this season, and he's really an underrated wide receiver in my opinion. And he could have easily sticked that on him on the chest and had a first down there, but instead he goes away from it too quickly a bit, but then afterwards also makes up for it with an insane play. Also great adjustment by David Montgomery in that situation. And then just turning it up the field, and then what a dime. So it's an insane pass. He somewhat missed a read in that situation, but at the same time, he just makes the magic happen. So it's really tough to say something negative when he just always makes something great out of it. But look at that pass. Boom, right into the bucket. I mean, that's a really tough throw on a run. So that's a special throw. I love that he made that too, because, I mean, if he hit that Dante Pettis route, it would have been a good completion. But this one is a spectacular completion. So it has also his good, or it's pros right there. And also for me, honestly, that's a roughing the passer. Any other quarterback gets it, right? Just shoves him to the ground. That's unnecessary. Ball is already long gone and shoves him to the ground. That doesn't need to happen in a football game. But man, great catch by David Montgomery too. But what a dime by QB1 Justin Fields. So now, moving on, later in that same drive, we want to look at a 3rd and 12 situation. We need some points. The Bears are down at that point, and that's just, once again, a big-time play by QB1 Justin Fields, showing his special ability to work in the pocket, just to go outside the pocket, escape the pressure, and making some things happen after the play. But we also want to look at the initial play too, and there EQ finds him, gets the first down. Good job by him getting that first down too. But for the play call overall, we'll have that motion in by Darnell Mooney, and then we have that 3-by-1 formation. As for the routes, we'll have the Darnell Mooney running that climb route, that over route. Tight end Cole Kmet is running somewhat. It's I don't know what. No, he's running that block and flat route that he runs so often. And EQ really has a strange route. I thought it was somewhat of a deep whip to the inside. I can't really say what kinds of a route that was. When you look at him, it looks kind of funny too, because he bumps into several players. And on the bottom of the screen, we have a classic curl route by Dante Pettis. Now, you could say, hey man, but when you look at it, Cole Kmet gets wide open here at the bottom of the screen. And yes, he does, but it's not his first read, right? It's his check down. That's the guy he usually gets last to. And also, it's 3rd and 12. You need a first down or a touchdown in that situation, because you're down and you're just losing, and you haven't looked incredible all game long, and your defense didn't hold up too well either the entire game. So I like that he's aware of the situation. He extends his play. The initial throws, besides Cole Kmet, are not there, right? All the players are locked up. So he has to go to the check down. But as soon as he gets to the check down, right, there's players around him. He knows the down and distance. He gets off of it, then escapes the pressure. Absolutely incredible job right there. And then EQ being smart, working towards the sideline, helping his quarterback, and then getting some good yak as well. So really good play by QB1. I don't want to criticize him here with that missed read to Cole Kmet, because that's not true. That's not a missed read. And then just great play right there by the end of it, extending that play and getting it out to EQ. Clutch play on 3rd and 12. Really love this one. Look at that. Incredible pocket presence. Gets it out there. Good football, good pass, and then some good job by EQ to get that first down as well. And the Bears finished off that drive, that last play that we looked at. They finished off that drive with a David Montgomery touchdown. And now we're in the last situation. Falcons just added up some 3 points. So at that point, it was 27-24. And when we look at the last drive for the Bears offense, what can they do? Justin Fields already working with that dislocated shoulder, which is not perfect on a non-throwing shoulder still. But, I mean, that's obviously incredible pain that he has to deal with. And that's a 3rd and 5 situation. And this is the Justin Fields interception to end the game. Overall, I still like what he did there, getting back towards the check down, and then just a bit of a too high of a pass in that situation. It's okay, but the most important thing is that he made the read, right? Play-wise, overall, we'll have that whip route by EQ that he ran a lot in that game, and then a 10 and in by Darnell Mooney, a over route by Cole Kmet, and on the bottom of the screen we have a go by Chase Claypool. 3rd and 5, we need a big time play, and then obviously also the check down that's sit by David Montgomery. And overall, nobody's really there. I like how he goes through his reads. His progression is good on that play. And initially, there's nobody open. Excuse me. I mean, everybody's locked up in that situation, right? So what does he do? He goes through his reads, is being patient, good pocket, and then finds his wide open running back as a check down. That's a great play, and then just has to somewhat jump over that pressure by the defensive lineman. And yeah, just too high of a pass. I mean, that's not perfect, not a great throw there, but I still like the decision, and I think next year when we have somewhat of a better line or some better skill position player, whatever it is, or just as he progresses as a player, I think he's also capable then to make some better throws. But the read is there. That's the most important thing for me, but just a bit too inaccurate, and that tip ball gets intercepted by the Atlanta Falcons. So overall, for a quick conclusion for this game, it was not flawless by the Chicago Bears offense. Justin Fields had some missed throws, some missed reads, but overall, I loved what he still did in the pocket. He was more patient on Sunday. The offensive line did great, gave him some good pockets to work with, and he also stood in there, went through his reads, found the check down a couple of times, made some good reads in there too, some good passes. That dime to David Montgomery was definitely the one that stood out the most. But like I said, he also had some missed passes, some inaccuracies, but that's okay. I mean, it's a learning progress. It's a developmental year, and so far he has developed a ton comparing it to last year. So I'm super happy with that performance against the Falcons, and overall, I'm just hoping that he's okay with that dislocated shoulder. It will be interesting what he does for the rest of the season, if he wants to play, or if Matt Eberflus says, no, that's it, we want you healthy for next season, because we're not winning anything this year anyway. But overall, like I said, good performance by the offense. Really loved also the play calls by Luke Getsy in this game. I think he got criticized too heavily. I mean, yes, he ran him to the ground by the end, but the second play was also not a designed run for Justin Fields. It was just a miscommunication, and Justin Fields had to run this one, so that's not really on Getsy on this one. But overall, really loved his pass concepts that we did look at today, and loved how he schemed open certain guys, that they brought in some new plays that we haven't seen all season long. So I think it was a good game overall, just weren't able to finish this one. But once again, a good outing by the Bears offense. So, with that being said, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this week's Film Room episode. If so, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.